welcome back to episode 62 of our Colorado Rockies rebuild here on Out of the Park Baseball 26. Where last we left off, we had one of the worst months I can remember. September so far horrendous. We got off to a nice start, took 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays, then lost 1 out of 3 to the Diamondbacks, disappointing, and then swept in 3 by the Cubs, lose 3 out of 4 to the Diamondbacks, and that effectively ended our playoff hopes, dreams, aspirations, etc. Hilariously, we're still not eliminated. We're 3 games under 500, 9 games to play. The magic number for the wild card teams is essentially 7. The Reds is 8, but that's only because the Giants are barely hanging on for dear life. We need to pretty much go 8-1 over our last 9 to have any semblance of hope or a prayer. So I am operating under the assumption that we're not going to do that, but it would be cool if we did. I played the Phillies series off stream just to move things a little bit quicker this time. Didn't do particularly well in the first 2 games. We did win the finale 6-4. We scored 2 runs in the top of the 9th to take it. Ezekiel Tovar hit not 1, but 2 home runs in this game, sort of as a final little send-off for fans. Hilariously, James Trontos, who we traded to the Phillies earlier this year, looks like is finally starting to get a lot of playing time and not really doing particularly well. So I think we won that trade. Hilariously, Gage Wood got another blown save. He gave up 3 runs. And I mean, look, we're obviously not going to trade him in the offseason. He's still a really good pitcher. But my God, if you look at his monthly breakdowns, March through May, he's the best reliever in baseball, getting saves left and right. July, he gets popped. August doesn't go great. I think he specifically, pitched more than usual, gave up more hits, more runs. And then September has been tragic. 7 innings, 8 hits, 8 earned runs, 2 homers, 6 walks, 10 Ks. So we'll see what happens with Gage. He's on a pretty team-friendly contract, let's be honest here. 1.5 this year, then 2.5, 4, and 6 to close. So, yeah. But here we are against the Minnesota Twins, and keeping our faint playoff hopes alive is Michael Jindra, who we drafted in 2028, hoping he would be our next ace. We took him at the tail end of the first round after we won the World Series. And unfortunately, he got Tommy John 2 years later, right at the start of the season. Missed a year and a half. His stamina dropped from, I think, a 55 all the way to a 35. Scroll all the way down. Yeah, 55 at the start. Then it goes to 45, then 35. So he is going to get 2 starts the rest of this season. And who knows? If he's phenomenal, he might have a rotation spot next year. But odds are he's going to be in AAA to start next season. So without further ado, let's just get into it. We have the Twins here against us at good old Target Field. Long may it rain. They are bringing out a lefty. So Max Clark is going to go to the bench. Tian is going to come in and take right field. Colby Turner, I have benched for all intents and purposes. He's striking out way too much. He can't hit a lefty to save his life. At that point, I'd rather see what CJ Sampson can bring us. But without further ado, Christian Aguilares, let's get this party started. Look at that. Under 5 minutes in. And we're already in a game. The speed at which I move when our season is effectively over is tremendous. Once we're eliminated from the playoffs, I'm going to start simming more games than not. But for the moment, we're still in it. So might as well play it out. But again, I think at minimum need to go 7-2 over the last 9 to even have a chance. So I'm not saying it's unlikely. Michael Jindra against Emmanuel Rodriguez. Well, good news, he got him to an 0-2 count. Bad news is he got a lead-off double. But you know what? I have faith in Jindra. I believe in the man. And he gets De Los Santos. Very good, very good. And Creed Willems hits it down. Down 1-0 early. It's fine. And he walks Brian Acuna. Okay. Well, Jindra is having a welcome to the MLB moment here, and he allows another hit through the infield. Maybe a pair of infielders with better range gets that. But it is now 2-0 as Carlos Correa, still with the Twins by the by, is up, and he hits it down. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is going poorly. No way around it. But listen, I believe that Jindra, one of these days, will get another out. I don't know when it will happen as Andy just hits it into left field, and that's going to score another. What a throw, by the way. So far, his ERA is 135 for those keeping track at home. They're stealing on Palma, which is a bold decision as he gets Pages. I like that the Correa has stayed on the Twins this whole save. I imagine he either retires or they take that opt out. But you never know. And Matt Wallner lines out to right. Well, let's be frank. That was probably the worst Rockies debut any of our pitchers have had. But that'll just make our comeback all the more surprising as CJ Sampson gets it down in left field. Very good. And we're on the board. Let the record show we did not get shut out. And they hit Palma. I mean, if you want to toss him, I'm not going to complain. Tian pops into center field. That is not going to be deep enough to score anyone. You're killing me, Tian. And Aguilares flies out to right. Bases loaded, 1 out. Nothing. All right, Jindra, this can't possibly go worse. There we go. Clean second inning from Michael. And a clean third. Oh, and he allows a 2-run shot from Matt Wallner. Yeah, I think we'll just get AJ Russell warming up. I think, unfortunately, Jindra is just not quite ready. As he walks Rodriguez. All right, that'll be it for Michael. Horrendous start. But hey, listen, his ERA is at a 17.18, which you may think is bad. Counter argument, it was at 135 earlier this game. So I'm just saying, I call that a success. Nothing from the top of our order. Russell gets me a clean 5th. I think I'm going to pull him and get Kevin Kelly warming up. Ooh, a 2-run shot from Ezekiel Tovar. Nice of him to hit all of his September home runs when we're already like 1 loss away from elimination. Very nice of him. I think obviously hindsight is 2020. Our decision not to trade Tovar at the deadline, probably the worst non-trade we've made. Because we could have gotten Noah Schultz from the White Sox, who was their young, like 26-year-old best pitcher. We could have gotten the prospect haul from the Red Sox. Instead, we kept him. In our defense, we were, 1.5 games back of the wild card at that point? But alas. All right, they're bringing in a righty. I'm going to have Jerron Elkins come in to pinch hit. And he strikes out. I think Jerron is also nowhere near MLB ready, but that's okay. All right, Elkins will take right. No issue there. AJ Russell, I guess, is still in the green, and he allows 2 runners. That's what I get for getting creative. And they both score. Man, that's what I get. Deserved. Kevin Kelly is on 20 pitches. It's fine. He can get me 2 outs. It's me 1. We're halfway there. Going to get Acuna? Yes, he can. All right. That's going to be it for Kelly. Emmanuel, no issue. Nothing for us in the 8th. And Emmanuel is hurt. Not great. 1 week. I mean, that's the season essentially. Kevin strands the runner. Very good. I think I might just put Emmanuel on the IL and call somebody up. How dare you hit Samson? Opposing batters have a 977 OPS against him. That's a big number. Was he a September call up? No. Wow. He has a negative 1.2 WAR. Oh no. Oh no. Surely we can tee off on this guy. And Drawn hits a double play. All right. Well, we lose 9-3. I mean, that game was pretty much done in the first inning. AJ Russell, unfortunately, I left him in a touch too long. But in my defense, you're supposed to be a long reliever, buddy. I need him to go more than 1 inning. All right, Emmanuel's out for a week. I mean, yeah, I think that's just it for him. Like, that'll be that. And now I have an open bullpen spot. Joey Broughton, I essentially shut him down for the season earlier because I was disgusted with his play. I could finally call up Reed LaPere, but I don't think I want you. Where is... Oh, Ben Brown's hurt with tendonitis. Well, in that case, I think it's Willian Castillo. Might as well. He's pretty much the only other one down there with like actual MLB experience that I can kind of count on. All right, we lose 9-3. Are we eliminated? Not yet. Oh boy, we're just hanging on by a thread at this point. All right, we got Herrera on the mound. They're a righty, so Max Clark is in. I'm going to give Munoz the day off and give Jerron the bat in left. I know he's ice cold and he can't hit the baseball, but like at a certain point, I'll give the guy some at bats. I'm going to give Andahar the day off also. Tovar can go to short. How You Lee move to DH. Luis Marquez will bat second. Yeah. I kind of like the idea of a How You Lee DH next season, but we don't have a great succession plan at second. We do at third. If Colby Turner DHs, we have CJ Sampson. But we may have to go to free agency for a second baseman. We'll see. As Christian Aguilera grounds out. Come on, Luis. Just hit the baseball in the outfield. Thank you, sir. Luis gets aboard. Very good, very good. And How You Lee hits into a double play. Oh, boy. All right. Herrera, thank you. You know what? We're not down 5-0. in the first inning, which is good. Condon hits a solo shot. Will Tovar make it back to back? No, he will not. Lines out to left in truly depressing fashion. CJ Sampson gets aboard via an error. They strike out Geron. Man. Dario grounds out. But hey, let the record show at one point we were winning this game. Just for the record. As Aguilares and Luis are aboard. And How You Lee grounds into the fielder's choice. I don't love that trade, but at least now there's no force out at second. And Condon lines out anyway. All right. Manuel Rodriguez is aboard. A catcher with the first name of Creed is just too good. I wonder if Max Clark's injury there affecting his throwing is why he hit the cutoff man and didn't try to rifle it to third. Boy, and it goes under. What are we doing? CJ, you're killing me there. Ah, on a wild pitch. It's going from bad to worse. But hey, as long as we don't walk Acuna, we're okay. There we go. All right, 1-1 into the fourth. Tovar strikes out on 3 pitches. Remember, like a year ago, when I said we were going to build a statue for Ezequiel Tovar? I don't think I can after this historic collapse the final 2 months of the season. It's a very sad end to his, like, what would now be 9-year Rocky career. Oi, Dario, it's a deep to right. Goodbye. Nice of him to wait until he's essentially been benched to hit the ball. All right, they walk Max Clark. Creed Williams has an arm of 65. Let's test it. Why not? I'll take that as a sign. Okay. Please. All right, 3-0 count. I'm just going to let them throw 3 straight strikes to Aguilares. Quit trying to pick off Max Clark. The man has a hurt shoulder. And Aguilares grounds out. All right. Come on, Herrera. Oh, boy. Nope. Tie ball game. He's also on 75 pitches. We're going to get Castillo warming up, which is another reason why I called up Castillo. So he'd be ready. Willems gets it down. Herrera, I need you to get me at least 1 out here, dude. I also remember like a month ago when I said Herrera was having the best season of his career. That has fallen off so quickly. I'll let him face Acuna. Just terrible. All right. Waylene, I believe in you. Sim the half inning. All right. Only one of those runners scored. I'll take it. CJ Sampson is aboard. Geron, please. Struck out. I can't. And Dario strikes out. And Max Clark grounds out to the first baseman. Lead off double, and we can't even advance him. What a time. Let's get, who do I want? Let's get Mike Stewart warming up in case there's trouble. Trouble has arrived, but also I kind of want Castillo to just eat as many pitches as he can. All right. Gets Aguilares. I'm surprised Emmanuel didn't run there, but I'm not going to question it. All right. He gets Creed. Good work. All right, Luis and How Yuli are aboard. Charlie struck out looking. Fair enough. Tovar flies out to left. Oy vey. They're both cold now. I'll sit Mike Stewart down. Let's see if Whaley can get me some more outs. All right, I'll pull him. Fidel clean in the seventh. You know what? At least CJ is trying to hit the ball out of the park. Jerron, you're 0 for 3 today. Impress me. You know what? He injured the pitcher by striking out. Oh boy. Mackenzie Gore, a reliever for the Twins. What a fall from grace that is. All right, Fidel, give me the eighth. Oh boy. An error, really? Who was it? Tovar. Man. I'm going to be honest, Fidel. I believe in you. All right, he gets De Los Santos to fly out. We're okay. On the off chance we either tie or take the lead, we're going to get Okuda and Mike Stewart warming up. Good work from the bullpen, though. Coming in, they walk Max Clark. We have life here. And Aguilares promptly grounds into a double play, thus ending the hope and the dream. I'm going to pinch hit for Luis. I know he's 2 for 3, but Colby Turner has a chance of hitting the solo shot and getting the lead to 1. All right, they walked him. How you Lee? Last out. And he gets it down and left. We have a chance, folks. I'm also going to make an executive decision. Andahar pinch runs for Colby. Charlie Condon, 2 on, 2 out. Soft grounder to short, throw to second, got him. We lose to the Twins. Yeah, I mean, the error from Tovar didn't help, but Herrera wasn't that great either way. Yeah, I think Jerron Elkins is just. I mean, it sucks saying he's not MLB ready, but if he's not ready now, there's no real point in putting him in AAA. In 2028, he had 71 games in AAA. 2029, 80 games. Last year, 102. This year, 94. So either he's on our major league roster or he is not in the organization. There's no point in having him at AAA. We're still not eliminated. These guys suck. We're 7 games back with 7 games remaining and still not eliminated. This is just stupid. I'm insulted it's taking this long. All right, going up against a righty in the finale. Wow, these are some depressing splits. I'll give Colby Turner the start for Sampson, and that'll be it. Rock and roll. Max Clark is fully healthy for the first time since like early August, it feels like. Hey, how you Lee, 2-run homer. Where was that yesterday? I ask you. Tovar gets it down also. Very good. It would be kind of funny if we win 7 in a row and still miss the wild card. That would be the most hilarious outcome, I think. Munoz strikes out looking at least swing at the ball. All right, Quinn Priester. without question, a disappointing midseason acquisition. But let's see if he can get a last good start in. Never mind, he allowed 3 runs in the first. I'm trading him on day 1 of free agency. Dario? Nope. To be fair, I might actually trade him day 1 of free agency, depending on the money situation. It's Max Clark swing and a miss. All right, they walk Aguilaris. And Andahar gets it down. There we go. Tie ball game. And how you lead grounds out. Well, good news, we tied the game. Bad news, I anticipate them to score at least 2 runs in this inning. If I see Tovar, even though he's not on the infield, it could still be him. It's Colby Turner at third. Yeah. The idea of Colby Turner DHing next year makes sense, but then we also have Alan Ford, who's not healthy right now, but he was essentially our best hitter this year, and he's not a great defensive outfielder. So I'd much rather him DH, but it's just where we're at. Colby hits it deep to right. Gone. We take the lead. Thank you, Colby. 364 feet. That brings him up to 33 home runs on the year for those keeping track at home. And Dario flies out. All right, Quinn, let's have a heart to heart. You got this. The half inning button is just cursed. Who is the second error on? Oh, Quinn. Hilarious. I think I just trade him day 1 of free agency. That's just where I'm at mentally, as Max Clark gets a leadoff double. Very good, sir. Aguilaris flies out, and Max Clark doesn't try. Probably the correct decision. Andahar gets it down. Clark's going home. Tie game. All right, fair enough of them not to try for the double play. Condon walks. 2 runners on for Tovar, and they walk him. Bases are loaded for Santiago Munoz, who promptly infield pop-up. Man, he has gone from red hot to being ice cold. Quinn, sit down. Get off my team. Oh, and they get a run off of Mike. And 2 more runners. Folks, it's going from bad to worse here for us. Nothing in the 5th. Let me get Kevin Teskey warming up. Montiel walks. I'll let him face Noah Miller. A bunt. Have you no game? All right, that'll be it. Kevin, I believe in you. Good man. Hey, solo shot from Christian Aguilaris. And now Andahar has a leadoff double. Tie game again. A team is going to lose this game like 8-9, and it's going to be so depressing. There we go. Tovar gets it down. 8-7. All right, come on, Munoz. Man. His OPS at one point was flirting with 1,000, and now it's all the way down to 766, which is crazy. Also means it was a very small sample size at the beginning, sure, but like, man, like he's killing me at that point. All right, clean 6 from Kevin. That's huge for our bullpen. AJ Russell, ideally, all he needs to do is get me the seventh. And he does. Good man. We'll bring on Gage Wood for the eighth. How you Lee gets a steal. Condon, 2-run shot, please. Nope. And Tovar strikes out also. No insurance runs for me. We're going to go. I mean, he's on 7 pitches. I'll let him face Rodriguez. Good man. Yeah. De Los Santos gets it down. All right. That's it for him. Gage Wood is going to come in, and so help me if De Los Santos scores. For a millisecond off the bat, I thought that was gone. Jake McCarthy, still in the league. Lines out to right. Okay. We're going to get Okuda warming up. I'm going to pinch hit for Munoz. Tian is going to get the bat. And he struck out looking on 3 pitches. Thanks, buddy. What a worthwhile contribution as Colby Turner goes down swinging and Dario lines out. Thank God we scored those runs early. Okay. I'm going to bring on Elkins just as a defensive sub for Tian. He'll take left. Okuda will come in for the save against Correa. Let's see what we got. Don't break my heart, Carlos. All right, strikes him out. Matt Wallner, 33 years old, going strong. Strikes out looking. Montilla. Swing and a miss. All right, we take the finale against the Twins 8-7. Despite a horrendous pitching performance from Quinn Priester, our bullpen did really good. Top of my lineup crushed. Tovar had 3 hits. Colby Turner, very good from him. Other than that, though, Munoz left 7 runners on. Man alive. Hi, that was Correa's 300th home run. Good on him. Well done. All right, we're still not eliminated. I am so mad at how bad the wild card teams are doing that we're not eliminated. Like, even average play down the stretch for us and we're fine. If we just win like 2 more of this stretch in which we lost 11 of 13, we're in the hunt. But alas. All right, going up against the Pirates at home. Is this our last home series? No, Giants are at home. Cool. All right. Aguilaris is tired. So yeah, Max Clark will take center and lead off. That fixes itself. I'm gonna give Charlie Condon the day off. Sampson will take first. Colby Turner will take third. Everything else as is. We got Luis De Leon on the mound. I don't want to talk about the fact that he hasn't given me like more than 5 innings of work since the 25th of August. Oh boy. All right, they get a double, but nothing else. Max Clark and Andahara aboard. Come on. A sack line out, as I like to call it, as Max Clark advances. There we go. Goodbye, baseball. Colby Turner, 3-run shot. He's now up to 34 homers on the year. Hey, if he gets 1 homer per game till the end of the season, he's getting 40. It's happening, folks. As both Tovar and Munoz strike out. But we're up first. All right, nothing from them. Solo shot from CJ Sampson. Very encouraging. Max Clark does get a steal, but Andahar grounds out. All right. Clean from Luis. He's at 65 pitches through 3. Something tells me he's not getting me the 5 innings I'm requesting. As 2 runners are aboard, despite the fact I have a 9-man bullpen, I've still seemingly found myself in a way where like only one person is above 90% fitness right now. What a laser to third. Well done there. Trey Turner on the Pirates. I love when you get into like the 2030s and out of the park. You just get some wacky stuff. Trey Turner, not only on the Pirates, playing first base for the Pirates. He was traded in the offseason. They already signed him to a 1-year extension because the AI is silly like that. The Phillies are eating 80% of his salary, and he has been a negative WAR. Oh, no. Oh, God. This is just depressing to look at. There's no number you look at here that's good. Man is a 542 OPS. Oh, boy. All right, I'm going to get Gastelum ready. I mean, good news. Luis didn't allow a run. Bad news is he only got me 4 innings. Not great. Gastelum, clean. How you Lee is aboard. Colby Turner, another. RBI double. I'll take it. Or maybe they call that a single because they threw it home. Yep, they called it a single. He makes it to second anyway. Collusion. And Tovar hits it deep to left and gone. Well done, sir. 7-0. 400 feet even. Very good. Munoz, please get a hit, dude. I went from having 4 outfielders I felt like I could count on next season to maybe 2 in Aguilares and Allen Ford. Like, that's just the list right now. Man. And a 2-run shot from Palma. We're teeing off on the Pirates today. Good work from Gastelum. Castillo. I mean, dude, I'm going to be honest. You're just going to have to get out of it. There we go. Double play ball. Easy. Very good. He walks Nasim. Is Nasim Nunez the... Yes, he is the hilarious profile guy of no power, decent contact, who still can't hit for contact. There we go. All right, Castillo gets out of it, which is good. He is over 20 pitches, though. And I'll get Gage Wood warming up. All right. He gets Tamar Johnson. That'll be it. I do wonder, what's his contract? 14.5, 27.8, 27.8. Trying to think if we could put together a package to get him, and I don't think we'd be able to. Gage, you upset me. Who had the error? Andahar. Man, he has had so many errors down the stretch at shortstop. He barely had any for the first half of the season. And Davies hits it through the middle. Gage Wood really went from being my best reliever without question to arguably being my worst right now. Tyler Soderstrom, hello. Flies out to right. All right. He's only on 13 pitches. I'm going to leave him out there. We're going to pinch hit for Munoz. You know what? No. Munoz, you're benched the rest of the way unless you get a hit. All right. He's benched. I'm going to play Elkins. I've made the executive decision. My pitcher is getting fatigued. He's getting fatigued. I'm getting fatigued watching him pitch. If you think I'm pulling him out, there we go. All right. We beat the Pirates 9-1. Very good day from the offense. Almost everyone had a hit. Very good. Colby Turner, CJ Sampson, Tovar, Palma Allen, home runs. Good day from the pitching staff. We advance. A couple players retire from high A. We're still not eliminated. I'm so mad. If we don't have that collapse, we're in, which is very upsetting. All right, Elkins will take left. Andujar's doing okay. I mean, listen, I was planning on resting Tovar a bit down the stretch, but he's playing his best baseball. I say he went 1 for 4 with 3 Ks yesterday. Well, you know what? He hit the home run. I'm gonna give How You Lee the day off, and let's have Tovar bat third. Let's mix it up here. Hunter Brown on the mound for us. Clean first inning. Casey Mize of Tigers fame, who once in real life, and this is true, the Tigers took Casey Mize to arbitration over a salary difference of, I believe, $25,000. Keep in mind, this was their number 1 overall pick, who they viewed as a future ace. And they took him to arbitration for $25,000, which is wild to me. No, the Pirates scored 2, but then Elkins with a solo shot. By God, he's found his power. Dario lines out. Nothing else for us. Oh my God. Hunter, buddy. All right. They get a run back in the 5th. Mike's at 82. Russell's at 88. I think I'll have Russell take over. Not the best start from Hunter Brown. Clean 6 from AJ. Thank you, sir. Clean 7th. Very good for the long reliever. As CJ Sampson, leadoff double. And Luis gets it in the outfield. Run, CJ. Hey, we get the lead. Or excuse me, we tie it up. Kept forgetting they got that 3rd run. Come on, Jerron. See how terrified of Jerron they are? The man hits 1 homer. They're walking him. That might be out of here. And it grabbed at the wall. I was like, it looks good. And then he nabbed it. We were robbed, folks. Max Clark gets it down, though. Now we have the lead. Thank you, thank you. Also, look at how empty these stands are. The idea the Coors Field would ever be this empty is insane. Aguilaris gets it through. Folks, we really might win 7 straight to end the season and still not make the wild card, which is kind of funny. As Andujar walks, bases are loaded. Tovar, grand slam, deep right field, gone. Ezekiel Tovar, grand slam, called the shot. He took it. 393 feet. Thank you. Good night, folks. Wow. What a time to be alive. We score 7. Kevin Kelly gets me a clean inning. He needed 20 pitches, though, so I think that'll be it for him. I'll get Mike Stewart warming up. Uh-oh. All right, we do have an error, which was Samson, but we get the win. Tovar with a grand slam. Jerron Elkins gets a home run himself. All right. We're still not eliminated. This is so frustrating. Yeah, we're 4.5 games back. Still not eliminated. God, I'm so mad. This stretch annoys me so much. All right, Jindra. We're gonna keep playing these, man. All right, Geron's in for Munoz. I mean, CJ is doing pretty well to close out the season, but I do want Turner's power. So I think we're going to sit Andahar. Tovar goes to short. I'm going to have CJ Sampson bat second. Colby Turner, I'm going to have bat sixth. And DH. Let's rock and roll. Here we go. Michael Jindra. Safe to say, his last start where he gave up 5 innings in the first, not ideal. And a clean first inning this time. We're winning the World Series. Aguilar's pops it up. We're doomed. Doomed, I say. Tovar hitting a grand slam there is so much fun. Stat padding before free agency. You think you know a guy. That's how Yuli grounds out. Nothing for either team so far. Another error. Tovar again. Dude, you're killing me. He's already at 19. So he smashed his season high in errors, and he's despite playing, 40 less games at short than he usually does. Is he a negative defender now? Close. I mean, his range is the worst it's ever been. His zone rating is like 13 less than it's used to be. Yeah, which is a shame. So I think if we, by some happenstance, keep Ezekiel Tovar next year, he's going to have to DH. And that means Colby Turner stays at third, which means CJ Sampson's a backup. It means Alan Ford is in left or right. There's just such a knock-on effect of Tovar struggling at short. Meanwhile, Michael Jindra is getting destroyed in the background. It's fine. There we go. Braylon Brazaban. Is that a real person? Phenomenal name, if so. As he lines out to center. We are hitless through 3. Hitless through 4. I'm going to get Gastelum warming up. Jindra gets me 5 innings. All right. Can we hit the baseball, please? Condon says no. He grounds out. Tovar hits it deep to left. Caught by the warning track. That ball lost all of its speed. It looked good going past the infield, but then it just died. And Colby Turner grounds out on a 3-1 pitch. We're being no hit through 5, man. Yeah, I think that'll be it for Jindra. Much better start this time around. 1 hit, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Only 5 innings is rough, obviously, but is what it is. Geron strikes out. Dario flies out. To be fair, the game where we get eliminated from the playoffs being one where we get no hit through 6, I feel it. Hey, Max Clark said enough of that, and he hits a solo shot to left. Does Max Clark have power? Was a question we tried to find out all season. He's up to 10 homers. That's not nothing. But man, he just gets injured a ton. Aguilares flies out. All right, we are on the board. I hope Gastelum can get me the 7th, and he does. So then, I think even though he's cold, it's Fidel for the 8th. Samson and Howie are aboard. Come on, Gondon. Man. Tovar strikes out looking. And Colby Turner gets it down and left. That will score 1. Tie ball game. I'm going to pinch hit for Geron. I'm going to give Tien the bat. And he strikes out. Fair enough. Okay. Good news. We tied the game. Munoz will come in for Tien and take left. Fidel will relieve Luis. Lean 8th. Very good. All right. No matter what, Okuda's coming in for the 9th. Regardless of if we're tied or if it's a save situation. Bubba Chandler gets Dario to fly out. Nothing doing. Mac Clark grounds out. All right, Aguilares, you are our last hope. Ooh, I'm going to walk him. No complaints. Do I run on Grinlinger? I don't think I do. Okay. They walk CJ. 2 runners on. How you lead? Wild pitch. All right. We are a bloop single away from the lead. And another wild pitch scores Aguilares. Not like this, Pirates. And How You Lee grounds out to end the inning. But we got our run. We went from being no hit through 5 2/3 to the lead. What a time to be alive. Let's see if Okuda can get us the save and the win. Davies grounds out to second. Very good. Tyler Soderstrom, 2 hits and 2 RBIs today. Swing and a miss. Down to their last out, and it's Jay Hanneman. He gets it past third base side. All right. Pirates have life. Braylon Brazaban struck out looking. We beat the Pirates 3-2. Wow, what an ugly game of baseball. 3 hits, 5 walks, and a dream. Pretty good from our pitching staff. Really happy with Jindra. Much better start. And we get the win, and now we have an off day. Let's advance. There are 2 email notifications. We're out. We are officially eliminated from the playoff race. 3 games to go. Yep, the Braves won. That was that. Man. It really, I mean, it's rather infuriating that we lost 11 of 13 in this stretch here. Like even average play for us, we're in the wild card, which is very annoying. But now, hilariously, we go up against the Giants, and if we beat them, we end their season. So that's rather funny. Joey Broughton is eligible to come off the IL. I'm going to be honest. I don't really know. I mean, to be fair, Jindra. Actually, yeah, that's what I'll do. So, because Jindra just had his last start, so I'm going to send him down to AAA essentially. We will shrink to a 4-man rotation, and then Joey Broughton can return. So now I have 10 relievers. I have an army at my beck and call. All right, so we're officially eliminated from the playoffs. In terms of who I want to play these last 3 games, Aguilaris in right, I think is correct. I am going to give Andahar a rest, I think. Hauli at second, Conant first. Tovar is going to take short. Munoz at left. I mean, I'm going to let him try to finish the year strong, but man. And then I think we have Colby Turner, DH. Dario over Miguel Palma. I mean, Dario, he's played himself out of the starting catcher spot, and I don't think anything that happens in the last 3 games will change that. So we're gonna have Palma take catcher, and then Max Clark center field. So let me. Really quick, just make sure these are all okay. All right. All right, now for lefties. I mean, Munoz can't hit a lefty to save his life. So I think in that case, we'll take him out, and then TN can take left. Everything else is perfectly fine. All right. We're gonna play game 1 of the series with Herrera on the mound. Sim game 2, play game 3. I think is where we're at. Herrera, you got this. Suddenly, I am so happy I have 10 relievers as Herrera is injured, shoulder. All right, Joey, guess what? If you're off the IL, you got this, buddy. And he allows an immediate triple to 35 speed having Bryce Eldridge. And an RBI. Good Lord. I can't stress enough how good Joey Broughton looks on paper, but that 45 control is just such a lie. Oh my God. And now Joey is hurt. Quit injuring my players. He allowed, look at this. His ERA jumped about 0.5 because he's allowed 4 runs. His whip is, oh my God. Well, on that note, here we are. Down 2-0. My starter got injured after 2 outs. My reliever then proceeded to allow 2 runs, didn't get it out, and then got injured himself. However, bases loaded with Ezekiel Tovar. And he struck out. In his final homestand of his career with the Rockies, and he strikes out with the bases loaded. At least Colby Turner hit the ball. But now it is a bullpen day. Oh, Kevin. You got this, Kevin. There we go. I essentially need everybody to get me 2 innings. That's just where we're at. Ooh, Christian's aboard at second. CJ gets it down. Very good. That will advance the runner. And How Yuli gets him home. Oh, an error. Not like this, Giants. All right. 2-run shot. We have a tie game. And Condon strikes out. Fair enough. Tovar strikes out again. Man. All right. Think that'll be it for Kevin. AJ, I believe in you. All right. And he allows a 2-run shot to Ramsey and is now getting fatigued. We're fine. Get out of this inning, buddy. Get to Paula. Thank you. Yeah, I think the instant this became a bullpen day, we didn't have a great chance. I'm gonna get Castillo warming up for the 6th. Christian Aguilera's RBI triple, folks. Nothing from Simpson there. How Yuli grounds out, but we do score the run, 5-3. And Condon pops up in tragic fashion. All right, Castillo, get me the 6th, buddy. All right, he allowed 3 runs, but then we got 2 back. This game's going crazy. Can't believe I have a 10-man bullpen and I'm still fighting for my life with these guys. All right, Condon is aboard. Tovar, please. There we go. He gets it down in left field. Run, Condon. Ah, he stays at third. Coward. We're already eliminated from the playoffs. Might as well full send. As Colby gets it down. That'll score Charlie. We are back to a 2-run game. Munoz, 1 for 3 with an RBI. And another error. Oh no. Is this how the Giants season ends? With errors? Oh, not like this. Miguel Palma strikes out. We can't punish him. Max Clark, walk him, I dare you. And they do. 1-run game. Kevin Kelly's only at 8 pitches, so he's going to come out for the 8th. Here's Aguilares. And he hits it deep. Center field. Gone. A grand slam for Aguilares. And we are up 11-8. We have scored 8 runs unanswered. Folks, we are 6 outs away from ending the San Francisco Giants season. Uh-oh. RBI double for Nate George. Not great. I'm going to let Kelly face old friend Jason Dominguez. How's he been doing for the Giants, by the by, compared to us? Oh, so much better. It's not even funny. Nice of you to remember how to hit the baseball, Jason. Man. All right. I'm going to bring in Okuda. It's going to be a long save for him, but I really want to end the Giants season for pride. All right. He gets Eldridge to fly out. And he strikes out Ramsey. Very good. Okay. We go to the. There we go. All right. Looks like we're back. OBS, you're killing me. All right, depressingly, Luis grounded out. And Condon gets aboard with no throw. You're playing for your playoff chance? You'll even try to throw him out there? Okay. I'm not going to complain. And Tovar hits him to a double play. You know what? Never mind. They knew for a fact that they were going to get Tovar there. All right. Luis is going to take second, and Okuda is going for the save, so he's staying in. And Soto mashes the ball, but it is caught at the warning track by Munoz. Adam Terry, swing and a miss. Here is Yilver de Paula, the last hope for the Giants' playoff hopes. Swing and a miss. We come back. What a performance from the lads. That'll do. Down 8-3. We win 11-9. Well done. Aguilares gets a triple and a home run. The pitching staff got eviscerated from the gate. Herrera got hurt. Broughton gave up 2 runs, got hurt. Teske gave up 1. Russell gave up 2. Castillo gave up 3. My God. The sky was falling. Okay. So Herrera's obviously out. And I forgot the length of Joey. 3 weeks? I mean, it's only minimal for him. Like, I think Joey I'll keep on the roster just because. And then is there anyone worth really calling up? No. The answer, unfortunately, is no. I'll call Ben Brown back. We are now down to a 3-man rotation. Oh, boy. And Ben Brown can get like an inning of work. I now have, folks, an 11-man bullpen. Oh, my God. What a time to be alive. All right, we're going to sim game 2 of the Giants series. Quinn Priester on the mound, come what may. No, we lose 2-3. And that, folks, is why I don't like simming games. Because we win 5 in a row, I sim 1, and we lose 2-3. I'm just saying. Priester gave up 2. Oh, Ben Brown had an error and gave up a run. You're killing me, Smalls. Not great from Priester. I think we trade him in the offseason. We'll see. All right. Final game of the season. Do I want Luis De Leon to take it or do I want Hunter Brown to take it? Honestly, I'm going to let Hunter Brown take it because he was injured for a decent part of the year, and I want him to get another start under his belt. I think I'll let the performance against the Pirates be Luis De Leon's last day. All right, let's play the season finale. To be clear, the Giants are definitely eliminated from the wild card, right? No, the Braves are collapsing. Okay, if we beat the Giants, we ruin the playoff hope. Oh, man. All right, let's play. Anybody tired? No one's tired. All right. I'm going to play Aguilares. CJ Sampson definitely because he's doing really well. I think I'm going to give Hao-Yu Lee the day off on the season finale. Going to have Luis get a bat. Colby Turner get bat third. Condon will get a bat. Tovar will play in short for the final game. of his season. Munoz. I'll have Duran playing left. And then Dario can catch. I'll give Max Clark the day off. I lied. Christian to center. Tian can bat ninth. All right, that's our lineup. Hunter Brown on the mound. If we win, we end the season on a high note and we keep the Giants from the playoffs. Let's rock. Hunter Brown has already given up a run. It's fine. Charlie Condon, to the moon, sir. Or he hits into a inning-ending double play. As you do. Oh, boy. And Hunter Brown's given up 2, but now Luis is aboard. Geron struck out. You know what? At least Dario hit the ball. Hit it right to the center fielder, but at least he hit the ball. All right, Hunter, come on. Give me something. There we go. Clean third inning. See what Tien has for us. Fly out to left is what he has for me. Swing and a miss. Sampson hits it to the pitcher. He beats it out with his speed. Very good from CJ. Colby Turner grounds out anyway, so nothing doing. All right. Clean fourth from Hunter. Clean fifth. We do have an error, though. And it is Luis. It's second. Interesting. All right, Geron. Grounds out. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a serious outfield problem next year. I think Alan Ford obviously is set, but he's not good defensively. Aguilaris is either going to play right field or center. That's locked in. Max Clark is a question mark. Tian, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to waive and DPA him after this game. Maybe not after this game, but at some point. Okay. So, who do I want to get some more innings pitched? Let's have Mike Stewart warm up first. Good morning, V. Trudell. A nice quality start from Hunter Brown to end his season. No complaints there. All right, he gets Espinosa. Pretty good start from Hunter Brown. Aguilera hits it up to right. Goodbye. We're on the board. We will not get shut out. That brings Aguilera up to 10 homers. I'll take what I can get as CJ Sampson gets aboard. We're not going quietly. And Colby strikes out. I am stunned. Condon gets it down, though. We will bloop single them to death. It's the last thing I do. All right, Ezekiel Tovar, in what may be his last at bat as a Rocky, grounds into a double play. Not like this. Oh, boy. All right. Mike Stewart is going to take the 7th, and he immediately allows 2 runners. Jason Dominguez hits in to fielder's choice. Not terrible. There we go. Eldred strikes out. That's huge. Sam Ramsey to short. Tovar's throw gets him. Very good. All right, we're going to get, let's see. Let's get Gage Wood for the 8th. Luis grounds out first. Sadness. Despair. All right, we're going to pinch hit here. Munoz is going to get the bat for Geron. If he strikes out on 3 pitches. I went from being so high on Santiago Munoz to just ice cold, man. And Dario grounds out. Okay. Santiago takes left, obviously. Gage Wood is going to come in for the 8th. And Dorian Soto gets aboard, and then a steal. With how our offense is playing, if they get a 2-run lead, that might just be that. But the Paula flies out. Very good. And Espinoza hits it to the wall. That's going to score Soto. 3-1. Man, I don't know what happened to Gage. He really went from being one of our best relievers for the past couple years and like the first half of this season to just his ERA is an 8 in September. It's an 8. It's Terry swinging. All right. So I'm going to warm up both Okuda and I'll get Teskey going. If we tie it up, Okuda takes it. If not, Kevin takes it. And Tian grounds out. Aguilares gets aboard. Very good there. Come on, CJ. Soft grounder to second. They get 1 and 2. Well. All right. Okuda can sit down. Kevin is going to get the 9th. Clean from him. Okay. Here we go. Colby Turner, Charlie Condon, Ezekiel Tovar. Our 3 batters this inning. Wouldn't want it any other way. Raciel Iglesias. It's Colby to ground out. Here's Condon. They walked him. Ezekiel Tovar. His last at bat is a Colorado Rocky. Lines out to left. All right, I am going to pinch hit here. How Yu Lee is going to come in for Luis. 1-2 count. Hits it to short. The relay, the out. With that, we lose to the Giants in the finale 3-1. Depending on what happened in the Atlanta Braves game. Oh, they won it. The Giants won and they lost, and they didn't make the playoff anyway. That's rough. That hurts. Oh, the Yankees and Orioles, though. 85 apiece. That's rough. Yeah. We missed the playoffs. I mean, deserved based on how the first half of September went. Like, that is what it is. I mean, we finished, what, 5 games back at the end, so I think if we play a little bit better in that stretch, we make it, but no dice. Man. Yankees made the playoffs over the Orioles, by the by. I don't know what the tiebreaker was, but they won it. All right. First, hey, Michael Jindra, who I sent down to AAA to get one last start in. 9 inning, 1 hit, complete game shutout. Very good. Very good, sir. It's not going to go in his stats because it was in the playoff game. But nonetheless, it happened. We were all there. We all witnessed it. It's annoying that playoff games don't go in players' stats in the minors, but so be it, I suppose. Aguilares wins Rookie of the Month in September. I don't know if he's not going to win Rookie of the Year, I don't think. Part of that's because he spent the first month kind of up and down in AAA, but did pretty good. 1.8 WAR, 807 OPS, 465 slugging. He might get some votes. We'll see. All right. I'm just going to sim through each playoff round. Blue Jays beat the White Sox. Oh, boy. Irving Coda retires. That's fair. That's fair. I think when I didn't call him up, that was pretty much that. The 19-year-old in single A. Look at our boy. Mariners, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Tigers on one side, Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Nationals, Pirates on the other. Tigers beat the Red Sox, in 4. Ooh, Joey Broughton suffered a setback. Does that matter? No, not really, but does hurt his injury rating. All right, Mariners and Tigers, Dodgers and Nationals on the other side. I think it was a sweep on both sides, which is rough. Aye. Very good. Anthony Murphy gets best player for the Hartford Goats. Seems a little, he did play 90 games, I suppose, but still. I think Anthony Murphy, if he doesn't start with the Rockies in opening day, he will, without question, be there at some point, especially that Tron Elkins struggled. Munoz was inconsistent. Tian's not going to be on the team. It happens. All right, Dodgers beat the Nats in 5. Mariners, Tigers, Game 7. Who won? The Mariners. Mariners, Dodgers in the World Series. Dodgers are up 3-0. They lose 2 in a row, 3 in a row. Did the Mariners come back from down 3-0 in the World Series? No, they lost in 7. Oh, if that would have happened in real life and the Mariners won Game 7, oh, they would have made 30 for 30s about that game, without question. Yeah, I know it sucked. Leave me alone. Okay, so Hunter Brown did not meet his innings requirement. I will sort that out in a second. All right, first let's save. As the season has come to a close, one thing I do want to look at is budget, because Charlie Munford has decreased my budget on occasion. Oh my God. He dropped our budget by $8 million. Our balance was up. We made more revenue. I hate this man. I hate this man. Never forget when we won the World Series and he decreased our budget. I hate this man with the passion of 1,000 suns. I get it. We didn't make the playoffs for 2 years in a row. I get that. Counter argument. I've also been in the World Series 3 times and won it twice. Come on. Okay. So, I'm going to briefly talk about the year as a whole, and then we'll get into off-season stuff. I think without question, a disappointing year. We went 80 and 82. Obviously, if our September goes better, we make the playoffs. I don't think that's a controversial statement. We lost 11 out of 13. You're not going to make the playoffs doing that, though the Tigers did in 2025 in real life, to be fair. But I think that just crushed us, especially because the Diamondbacks were another team in the wild card hunt, and losing 5 out of 7 to them really hurt. But we ended the season doing okay. We swept the Pirates. We did lose 2 out of 3 to the Giants. So that part kind of sucked. And I think, honestly, the big decision we had this year was whether to trade Ezekiel Tovar. And at the moment, we have the money to do it. But I'm going to be honest. I don't think I want to because we didn't trade him in July. Argument being we were a game and a half back of the wild card at that point. Might as well keep who had been one of our best hitters. Like his numbers for the first half of the season in April, May, and June were awesome. July, he started slumping. Kind of hoped he could pick it back up, and he just did. His on base percentage never got above 300 the rest of the way. He did hit 6 home runs in September. That's not nothing, but he just slumped so bad, which it is a shame. I mean, his OPS finishing below 8 or 800, I should say, is especially rough considering where it was most of the season. But I think that's also indicative of his struggles. I mean, it also doesn't help that he played in 150 games, only 93 of which were short. I moved him to DH essentially. I don't think we extend him. And that sounds harsh, but he was worth 3 WAR this year. He had just such a good first half, but such a terrible second half that's kind of a wash. And if the deciding factor is his defense being the worst it ever was, then I don't think we extend him. Like literally, he's going to say no to this, obviously. If I offer him 1 year and 25 million, what say you? Well, I mean, if we do this, we have to trade many people. We'll have 2 million left for extensions if we do this. Oh man. I'll have to think on that one. I'll keep that loaded while I go through everything else. First I'll bring us back to a 5-man rotation for obvious reasons. But yeah, I mean, I think if you look at our stats compared to the National League, it's pretty obvious what failed us. I mean, we were top 5 in runs scored, average, OPS, WOBA, which are fifth in home runs, 6 in steals and base running. We had that in the bank. And then on base percentage WAR, we were average, but starter ERA, 15. Like, there you go. Bullpen ERA, we were 5th. The only reason that's as bad as it is our long relievers struggled mightily. Pitching WAR were 5th. Strikeouts were 1st. We are one of the worst teams in the league in defensive efficiency. 5th in errors, though, which isn't too bad. But yeah, I think with our pitching staff, we have to decide if we want to keep Hunter Brown because he didn't hit the innings requirement for his vested option. He wants 3 years. I mean, I would offer him 1 year maybe. But he did have an overall pretty good month. It's just he got killed in June and then got injured. So he did miss a decent amount. His injuries, I mean, he'd been fine injury-wise up until this year. I wouldn't hate the idea of giving Hunter Brown a 1-year extension, but that means no Tovar also. I don't think we're extending Tovar. I think if he'll do 1 year, like 9 million. No, I'm not doing 2 years. I've gotten burned by so many pitchers in their mid 30s. I'm not doing it. He really wants two. I'm not going to bother even saying 2 years with a team option buyout because he wants 2 years. Who's my pitching staff next year? Luis De Leon, hopefully. Sandy Ozuna. Herrera is 3. So I will do this if he wants to play team option, no buyout. You want that? You're taking less money year 2. All right, I'll offer him that deal. I'll offer him that deal. I think if he doesn't get injured, we're okay. But it's just he got hurt, so that fixes itself. In terms of pending free agents, Tovar obviously, Hunter Brown we're trying to extend. Kevin Kelly, Ben Brown are both gone. Mason White hasn't played in the majors for us for 2 years, so those are all done. I think Tovar, honestly, I don't think I'm going to extend. And that hurts. It sucks not seeing him in a Rockies uniform. I mean, the man has won 2 Gold Gloves. One was in real life before the series. He won one in 2029, made the All Stars twice, 2-time MLB champion, and he's the MVP of the 2029 World Series. But I think, yeah, I think we let him go. It's going to suck, but that's what we're doing. Okay. Let me clear all lineup, clear all depth chart, and let's figure out our team next year. Catcher, I have no clue what I'm doing. Dario sucked. There's no way around it. His on base percentage was sub 300, 638 OPS. That was terrible. Miguel Palma had 50 games played and did pretty well, but I don't know if that's a big enough sample size. What I do know is Miguel Palma will be part of our catching group next year. First base is Charlie Condon. That's obvious. He has been our, most dependable, one of our most dependable hitters. He's been our starting first baseman for 5 years now. He's good for, high 20, low 30 home run season. Had a good year this year, 824 OPS. His strikeouts are huge. Like, he's gone from striking out 160 times to 178. That's not nothing. And also, something I noticed, yeah, he had 2 home runs in September, only 3 in August. So that needs to get better. His contract is still pretty team friendly. I mean, he's making 11 million next year, but it's not too bad. Second base at the moment is Hao-Yu Lee. He might be our DH next year. We'll see. And Hao-Yu Lee just is awesome. Like, he continues to be a really good, solid hitter. He did get injured. He had a torn hamstring this year and then neck spasm. So he missed essentially just less than 2 months of the season. Still did great. 22 homers, 81 RBIs. Strikeouts way down, by the way. Only 66. 521 slugging, 890 OPS. Easy. Shortstop. Ashley Andahar is the new shortstop. 24 years old. He made his debut with us when he was 22. And he just had pretty solid year. 326 on base percentage, 431 slugging. He hit 16 homers, which I'm really happy about. 758 OPS, 3 WAR. I'm a little concerned by the fact that he had so many errors down the stretch at short, but I think defensively he'll be okay. He'll be really good for us. He's young. He's going to be our shortstop. Third base is going to determine a lot about this team going forward because Colby Turner objectively is a better hitter than CJ Sampson. He has a lot more power. He hit 34 home runs this year, but he had 9 errors at third and a range of 2.35, which isn't great. CJ Sampson, by comparison, his range was even worse, 2.17 and a negative zone rating. So if CJ Sampson plays, do I have him DH? Do I try him at second? That seems terrible. So Sampson, there may not be a spot for. We'll have to figure that out. I think at the moment I'm going to have Colby Turner be at third to keep my DH option open, but we'll see. Outfield. I don't think I can pull. Oh, I can. Cool. All right, let's just get everyone back. There we go. Okay. So, outfield, this is going to be a heck of a thing. Alan Ford was our best outfield hitter. He only had 100 games because he was in the minors for a bit, and then he had his season ending injury in early September. But, I mean, come on. 492 slugging, 861 OPS, 14 home runs. He'll do the job. Problem is, defensively, it's either a horrendous zone rating left fielder with a solid arm or probably about the same zone rating with a negative arm. So I think Allen is either a left fielder or he is DHing. The moment, left field. Center field. Do I keep Max Clark? I think that's the big question. We acquired him in the Travis Castell trade that we sent to the Tigers. How did Castell do, by the way, in Detroit? Didn't play that much. When he did, he sucked. And he was the best hitter in the history of AAA with a 1,000 OPS. Cool. Oh, boy. Hey, he played in the playoffs and got a couple of doubles, some runs against the Mariners. That's kind of cool. So I think a determinant is going to be whether we keep Max Clark at center fielder for next year. And I think the argument for doing so is kind of in trouble because in real life, Max Clark is a great center fielder. He's awesome. In the game, he sucks. And that's infuriating. 10 assists ain't bad, but 2.6 range, negative 0.2 zone rating, and a negative 1.6 arm. It also tells you how bad center fielders are in out of the park baseball, where that is considered positive enough to boost his WAR by quite a bit. I mean, the speed is there. He got 40 steals, so let's acknowledge that. But sub 300 on base percentage, 660 OPS. And I mean, he's projected to get what? 9 million in arbitration? Like, I don't know if that's worth it. I think at that point you're really banking on the bat bouncing back, which I don't know if it does. I mean, he had one good month and it was in September to end the year. So that's a big question. Christian Aguilera's phenomenal. Like, great. This dude's 24 years old, and he became one of our most dependable hitters this year. Finished with an OPS above 800 after getting 3 hits in his final game, 10 home runs. He did strike out more than I would like, but that is what it is. Worth 1.8 WAR. Defensively, I played him kind of everywhere, but he is a right fielder. His range is terrible, but his zone rating ain't bad, and he has a 3.7 arm. That'll play. He's not a center fielder. I think we discovered that pretty quickly when Max Clark was injured. So I think Aguilaris in right, that's locked in. Backup outfield, I'm going to be honest. If none of these three guys are on my team next year, I think we're okay. Jerron Elkins, I think, is just the classic quad A player where he's clearly too good enough to get AAA. He had nearly 1,000 OPS in Albuquerque this year, but he got to the majors and he had 14 hits and almost 100 at bats. Like, that's not playable. He was a negative WAR player, 483 OPS, tragic. Defensively, I played him mainly at left, where he was okay from a range standpoint, but he had a negative arm. And like, I don't know. I don't know. Just very, very poor from him. Santiago Munoz was the tale of 2 months. In August, for a little bit, he was doing great. And then in really mid to late September, he was okay at the beginning of the month. He just couldn't get a hit. He got one hit in his last, what, 8 games? Yeah. A couple of those were pinch hitting, but still. Like, he just completely forgot how to hit the baseball. On paper, he's great. He's also only 21. So let's, acknowledge that. He's 21 years old. He has about 60 games in AAA in his career. So he might be a guy that starts in AAA. However, counter argument, if I play him next year and he starts hitting the ball better, he's going to be, 21, 22 years old at that point. There could be decent value in getting him going early. Defensively, I played him almost exclusively at left, and he was terrible. So that is also something to get sorted out. I think I like the idea of Munoz as a backup next year more than Jerron, but we'll see. And now that brings me to the most sorrowful part of today, Tianzhou, the Taipean wonder kid who unfortunately just couldn't do it. And not for lack of trying. I mean, he has what, 236 games played in 2 years. And I mean, the power just completely disappeared. Like, it vanished. He had 7 home runs this year. Granted, his playing time plummeted, but the first half of the season when he was playing every day, he still wasn't doing all that great. He had a good May. June was bad. July was okay. August, he was getting on base, but the power vanished. Same thing with September. And, he can't play defense, unfortunately. He's either a left fielder with bad range and an okay arm, or a right fielder with range and a bad arm. He's been worth negative WAR both seasons. I think it's just time that we, unfortunately, click the old wave and DPA button. And if no one claims him, we'll see. I bet someone claims him because his potential is high, but I don't think he's going to work out for me. So I think right now, catcher is open, center fielder is open, DH is open. Alan Ford might DH, in which case I need a left fielder. Max Clark might take center field. Pitching, I don't know what I'm going to do here. Quinn Priester is off the team. Let's assume Hunter Brown says yes to the contract extension offer. In which case, he's probably going to be our 4th pitcher. Luis De Leon, I don't know what I'm going to do. Good news is he pitched more innings this year. Granted, he had one more start, so effectively it was the same innings per start. Bad news is ERA was up, WHIP was up, walks were up, which, Ks were also down, which that's a little scary. 337 BABIP is still terrifying, but he's worth 4.4 WAR. His contract is about to get a little dicey with the team option and the player option in a couple years. So I think this is the offseason where we need to decide if he is a starting pitcher for us or do we move him to long reliever. The free agency market might dictate that also. Sandy Ozuna was pretty solid. He did obviously pick up that stinking arthritic elbow injury. Hopefully, his stuff doesn't drop off from that. His stamina also is already a 35. So I'm a little worried that he can never be a starter again, but I'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, he's a starter for us next season. Did really well this year. I like him a lot. Hunter Brown, I mean, he did okay. I would say he was an average starting pitcher, which isn't bad, but we had hoped for better out of him. I offered him the extension. We'll see if he takes it. I assume, I assume he takes the 2 years 18. That's what I assume. Herrera is, I don't know. I don't know with Herrera. And it sucks because he was, for the first 3 months of the season, he was like our best pitcher. And then July wasn't great. August, he got shelled. And September, he had a really good outing against the Blue Jays, and everything else was bad. So I don't know. It might come down to what he wants in arbitration. If he wants like 7, 8 million, I think we will. But like, what? There is no number here to hang your hat on, unfortunately. His whip is going to be about 125 to 135 every year. He's going to give up a home run per game. He's not going to walk a lot of guys, but he's not going to strike out guys either. We'll see on Herrera. And then the fifth spot is wide open. Like Quinn Priester, I'm going to try to trade, I think. But we'll see. Especially if we're extending Hunter Brown, I think we need to try to trade Quinn. Bullpen. Okay, so let's do this in the most diplomatic way I can. All right, Okuda is our closer going forward. That goes without saying. Hindsight being 2020, he should have been our closer over Gage Wood, but I deferred to seniority. Here we are. Okuda's great. 18 saves, 155 ERA, sub one whip, enough said. Gage Wood sucked in the last month of the season. Wasn't great in July either. But again, he also was hurt. He missed all of June, so that doesn't help. But he's still going to be a really good setup man for us, I believe. What happened to Mike Stewart? Oh, he's pitching in the draft league. He's in Arizona Fall League. I see. Oh, that's development league, not draft league. My mistake. Okay. Is that where Kevin is also? No, Kevin's not. How dare you? Anyway. Um, and then after that, our bullpen just gets shaky. I mean, Luis Castellum obviously is going to be a part of our bullpen next season. He's up for arbitration finally, but I mean, he's been awesome. Like, we've had really good success in the Rule 5 draft with Hao Yuli and Luis. And I'm happy with Luis this year. I think he's in. Fidel Iowa, who I skipped over accidentally, he gave up 5 runs against the Diamondbacks, which nuked his numbers completely. He did not have a good end of the season, but still a pretty good pitcher. I might work on his movement in the developmental lab, but We'll see what happens. I'm glad he ended the year strong, though, with 4 straight scoreless appearances. Mike Stewart obviously is in here somewhere. Other than that, the bullpen's kind of open. Um, I think Joey Broughton, I really want to work, but he's now had a season and a half to try to get work, and it just hasn't happened. I think he's going to be in the bullpen next year, but if he's struggling in, late May and June, I think we just cut him. I'm going to work on his control in the development lab, definitely, but we'll see. AJ Russell, I think, has to be part of our bullpen because, let's be frank, he's played too long in AAA. He missed the vast majority of this season with a torn labrum. Like, I need to see this guy pitch in the bullpen. So he's going to be there. Kevin Tesicki, who we drafted in 2030, immediately soared through the minors, pitched 50 innings this year for us, crushed it. He's going to be in there. That's my bullpen right now. So I think we look for one more guy, maybe two, depending on how many outfielders I want to keep. And we go from there. Ben Brown obviously is gone. Kevin Kelly is gone. Credit to Kevin Kelly. He didn't have a great final outing against the Giants, but 1 year of work, 3.8 million. He pitched 72 innings for me, man. 1.19 win. That'll do. So thank you, Kevin. Emmanuel Martinez. I think I'm going to trade. Unfortunately, he's always going to be unhappy he's not a starter, but I don't know if I want him to be a starter because we saw how that happened in 2030, and in 18 starts, he gave up 51 runs. So I don't really know what he wants from me, but we'll see. All right, so that is at the moment my pitching staff. Now, arbitration. 4 players up for arbitration. Here we go. Herrera wants 6.5. I think we let him go, which sucks because he's one of our guys. Ignore the trade with the White Sox. That was when I literally misclicked and accidentally traded him for 38-year-old Nick Martinez, which is hilarious. But yeah, I think we let Herrera go. And maybe I look back on it as a mistake, but I think fundamentally he's not getting better. Like in 2030, the whip in BABIP was better, but he gave up a lot more runs. This year, he gave up less runs, but he allowed a lot more hits, less walks, but a lot less Ks. And I just think we need to upgrade. And I think this is it for Herrera. It sucks that his last start for us only lasted 2 outs because he got hurt. But I think that's it for Herrera. So we are not going to offer him arbitration. All right, Luis Castellum wants 1.9 million. That's fine. Dario wants 2.6. That's fine. I think next year, if we have Dario and Miguel platooning at catcher again, I think that's fine. I don't love it because of how much Dario struggled this year, but we'll see. I need him to hit better. Like the avoid Ks is real. He only struck out 53 times in over 100 games. That's real. He walked 31 times. I just need him to make contact. So I think that's worth 2.6 million. Max Clark wants $9 million. playoffs. It's really a question of, do I think his bat can turn it around next year? And I think the answer is yes. I think the defensive ability, while good by out of the park baseball standards, is bad in general. But he got 40 steals for me. And I think I'd give him one more year to try to turn it around and have center field kind of locked down. I'll just round that up to make the number look nicer. I'll offer Max Clark 9 million. However, I'm treating this as a 1-year prove it deal where if he does great, sweet, we can extend him. Our center field position is locked down. If he struggles, then he's gone clean and we move on. All right, qualifying offer. We are submitting the qualifying offer to Ezequiel Tovar. Obviously, if he accepts it, then we get one of the best hitters the Colorado Rockies have ever had back on the cheap. If he declines it, we get a draft pick. But we can't afford to extend him, and his play completely fell off the last 2 months, so there's that. Minor league free agents, I have a lot of AAA guys. So let me, Asensio, I would like to offer an extension to. Kareem, I would like. Diaz, yes. Gonzalez, even though I think he's not going to be a starter in the future, I'd like to keep him around. And Chase Harlan, I don't think there's a lot of point in keeping him, unfortunately. Like, he is a captain, but he's not great defensively. First base is kind of blocked off, so I think we'll let Chase walk. Fisher Jameson, he's been in AAA for a bit and doesn't really have a path to playing time. He can go. Moises Meza, I want to keep. Daryl Morrill, I acquired him this year. He was in the Jason Dominguez deal. I'm going to extend him just from a meta reason of I don't want to give up on a guy like 4 months after we extend him. Or rather, we acquire him, not extend him. Fabian Nascimento, keep. Daniel Pierce, I think he's just good to have in AAA because he can play short, he can play second. He's going to be an average hitter, but he can still get you a lot, I think. So they will keep him around. Marcos Pimentel, I'm going to let walk. I think he had a good year this year, but realistically, there's no hope for him. Derek Smith, I want to keep. He was a young guy that we acquired in a minor league free agent. He's just roamed through the system and done pretty good. Mason White, goodbye. Mason White, I think, was our first big whiff from a draft standpoint because the scout we had at the time, we don't have many more, was really high on Mason White. It was looking like he was going to be pretty good in the minors. He was crushing and then just never did it in the majors. And then became kind of like a quasi backup, but there's no path to playing time for him. He has a World Series ring because we won in 2029 when he played in 9 games. So he'll have that, which is good. Rafael Aguirre, we can let go. Jack Ankler, we can let go. Ethan Beato, remove him from the 2025 draft was just grim. Jax Bishop, I'd like to keep. And then immediately promote him to AAA to offset the losses there. Um, Cervantes, I want to keep, or Cervantes, I should say. Blanco can go. Well, I'm going to keep Blanco. Same argument with Derek White, I think. And then everyone else, I think, can go. Mason Greenhouse, he might actually say no to the extension, but we'll see. All right. Do I give up on Blaine Metz? I think I do. So, of the 2025 draft, AJ Russell is the only player, not like still an organization, but of the guys that I consider impact, AJ Russell is the last one. To be fair, he was our first round pick. All right, I'll advance a day just so the AI can do all of its things. Let me save. All right, and I think I'll sim more or less all the way to free agency opening, and that'll be it for this episode. Let me just do a week, see if anything crazy happens. Personal message. Alan Ford, you know what? Screw it. We'll start a charity. Okay, Hunter Brown signed. So he is here for at least one more season, and then we have a team option for the second year if we want it. I think that's good. Similar to Max Clark, I'm treating that as just a 1 year prove it deal. And if, Luis De Leon moves to the bullpen and Sandy Ozuna loses more stamina, I need guys. You want to offer me who? Rafael Guerra, who I just signed to a contract extension. So that seems like poor for. Actually, no. He wasn't one of the guys that accepted. Never mind. And they want who? David Colon. Why is he still in rookie ball? I'm not going to question it. Who do they want to give me? Avon Dumas, their first round pick in 2027, bounced up and down between AAA and them. He was a starter this year, did pretty well in the majors, but he has two good pitchers. He could be a long reliever, but I mean, is that worth Raphael? I think it might be, just to see. David Colon, I think, could become a good pitcher, but he's 20 years old, kind of hitting his potential. Dumas has one option year left, so I can put him in AAA if I want. You know what? I'm down with this. Throw in this random first base prospect. Never mind. Wait a minute. What do you mean you're not sure about the offer? You just offered it to me 2 minutes ago. Okay. They did it that way. Dumas is also a captain. So, you know what? We'll see. The man has two good pitches and a dream. I think that also does signal that not getting Herrera back, I think, is the correct decision. Any insane international amateurs this year? One guy wants 4 million. Just going to get a scouting report going on all of those players as we go through these. Oh, nobody took Tian. I can't get him out of his auto renewed contract, and I don't know why. I'm not going to question it. Nobody won in the Golden Glove, which is fair. Oh, reliever of the year goes to Okuda. Well, wow, that was a close vote. 3 pitchers got 8 votes. 35 saves, good Lord. And Heron was just lights out insane. But Okuda gets it on total votes. That'll do. Reliever of the year. Hey, remember when he was just a setup guy for me for a bit? That was funny. All right, Silver Slugger, we have a couple guys that could get it, but no one does. Really? Oh, How You Lee got it. Why does it never tell me? All right, How You Lee gets it at second. Angel Feliz gets it for the Nationals over Charlie Condon. Okay. You know, I do see the 928 OPS. Fair enough. Fair enough. You win. You win, Mr. Feliz. Who won at third base? Lara the Rat. Also, for the record, we could have acquired Lara in the Ezekiel Tovar trade. Like, that was also on the board. And we said no because we wanted Tovar down the stretch, and look what happened. Yeah, no. Okay. All right. Just a bunch of international amateur scouting reports. Rookie of the year, we have a shot with Aguilares. No. Really? Newspaper? NL. He didn't get votes. Wow. Aguilares didn't get votes. That's kind of surprising. I mean, objectively, this Bennett Fryman guy, like, he was a two-way player, hit the ball pretty well. The AI is going to give a lot of credence to the two-way. But, like, if I compare, let's say the guy who came in second with Aguilares. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, Aguilares, I guess, also didn't play in the majors for like a month. All right, all right, all right. I'll acquiesce. Manager of the year, I don't think it's going to Cy Young. We have no one that'd be in for this. Nope. MVP, we'll never know. I hate that that's the default. MVP goes to. Oh, interesting. Celestine for the Mariners, Michael Harris on the other side. No one on our pitching staff got votes for Cy Young. Am I surprised? No. Yeah, Dumas. I think I'm going to put Dumas on the active roster. He'll compete for a spot in the rotation. I might move him to the bullpen. Tian, buddy, I will miss you, you beautiful man, but it is time that we part ways. I think realistically, because unfortunately, I think to hit his potential, Tien needs playing time. Like he only got 88 starts for us from 2030, got 107 starts for us this year, and the power never really developed. He struck out at a higher clip this year than last year, and he can't play defense, which means he has to DH. And my one rule with hitters that can only DH and can't play in the field is you have to hit so insanely well. Because if you're not, then there's no point in me keeping you. Like, he just wasn't a good outfielder. I will release him. Nobody claimed him, so we'll see if he signs somewhere in free agency. And there's no point in putting him in AAA because he would obviously crush down there. And I'd rather give the reps to other people. Trade proposal from the Rangers. What do they want? They want Dan Jackson. I'm going to be honest. I don't really want to give up Dan Jackson because he's a 23-year-old in AA who's crushing. What do you want to give me? Nazier Mule. Well, I mean, he's good, but I have three other pitchers like him. Like, at that point, hold on. Like, at that point, I might as well move Emmanuel back to starter and just let it ride. Like Nazier is good. I'll put a scouting report in on him. For now, obviously, I'm saying no, but I might double back. What else did they want? Oh, Hiles. Yeah, no. Though Hiles did get destroyed in rookie ball this year, so it's fine. And let's move him to the top. Dang. And they were like, you know what? I'm still scouting the amateurs first. Fair enough. Mike Stewart is back from rookie ball, so he can go in there. Our bullpen is looking better. Also from the Yankees, 32-year-old Henry Davis. Let me just stare at his contract for a minute. I think I'm good. Like, even he would be objectively an upgrade, but he's getting paid. They want both Luis Marquez and Anthony Murphy. That's not happening. Wow, does my scout just not want to look at Nazier? Fair enough. All right, arbitration hearings are today. Let me take a last look just to make sure. So, qualifying offer to Ezekiel, that's obvious. Ben Brown, Kevin Kelly both walk. That's fine. All of these minor leaguers are let go. I think I'm okay with that. Parker Jennings, another 2025 guy who is now gone. Blaine Metz going to be another 2025 guy who is now gone. Yeah, I think we let Quintero go also. I'll offer him an extension. I'll see what he says. Okay. Herrera, we're letting walk. I think that's the correct decision. I think he had a really good first half of the season, but really struggled the rest of the way, and he's not getting better. And he's just turned 28, so I think we let him go. Luis Castellum is an obvious off from arbitration. I hit submit on that, right? Okay. Luis, obviously, keep him for one more year. He has been one of our best relievers for the past 3 years. End of sentence. Dario, I think, without question, he did poorly this year. I am willing to have him and Miguel platoon for one more year to work out the catcher position. I think if he still struggles, then he's going to be a slightly overpaid backup catcher for 1 year. I can live with that. I think the big call is Max Clark at center field. $9 million is a lot for someone that was worth 1.2 WAR based essentially on their defense and speed alone. However, if the bat becomes what it was with Detroit when his OPS was in the mid 700s, flirting with 800, and he hit 20 home runs a season, then 9 million is a steal. And we know we have a good center fielder. We can work on extension. If he struggles, then we're overpaying the fastest center fielder in baseball who's okay defensively for 1 year. I can live with that. We can't afford to extend Tovar, unfortunately. Even if we did extend him, we'd have like 2 million left, and that's no. So we are going to let Tovar go. We will salute the man. But that is our arbitration. Let us advance. Tovar has declined the qualifying offer and become a free agent. Max Clark gets 9.1 million. So arbitrator ruled in favor of us. Same with Dario, 2.6. Luis gets just over 2 million, but that's fine. Scouting report on Nazir. I mean, the stuff clearly plays, but his control is a 40, and it doesn't really have potential to get better. Okay. Ezekiel Tovar declined the qualifying offer, folks. Let me advance a day so I can see him in a gray jersey. What a time. I mean, without question, Ezekiel Tovar was should probably have a statue. Like, we won 2 World Series with him, the second of which he was World Series MVP. Without question, gets a statue. Prior to me taking over, solid shortstop, did pretty good. I sent him down to AAA in 2025 because he was struggling so much. I sent him down to AAA. He did really well in Albuquerque. I call him back up, and the rest is history. 2026, he does really well. 2027, 858 OPS, worth 4 WAR. We win the World Series. 2028, he still has a pretty good year. Almost 4 WAR again. And then 2029, gets the World Series MVP, 4.7 WAR, and it's looking like we're going to have a lot of fun time with him. And then 2030, he has a season-ending injury, like the first month of the season, and that sucked because we were robbed essentially of one more season of his greatness. He was worth 0.4 WAR after 11 games. Like, I've never really done the math on that, but let's assume he plays in, let's just call it 140 games. So if you multiply 0.4 times 14 for a 5.6 WAR, which would be his career high. And then this year, the season that ended, he was lights out for the first 3 months and pretty cold for the last 3. And he walks away, a Rockies legend without question, a statue, 30 years old, still a lot of baseball to play, surely. But it will not be with the Colorado Rockies. And for that, I'll be sad that we failed to get him a 3rd ring. But alas, here we stand. And that is where I will leave off. Unfortunately, we failed to make the playoffs. We came close, but no cigar. I think we have some big decisions to make in this upcoming offseason. We have 1, maybe 2 starting rotation, maybe even 3 if Luis De Leon or Ozuna take stamina hits. Catcher, we'll figure it out. Center field is going to be Max Clark. DH is wide open. We have a couple bullpen spots up for grabs. And quietly, we don't have a lot of money. We do not have a lot of money. We have 11.6 million available for free agents, which means we are going to have to shop in the bargain bin to sort out these issues. But that is it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. Then later this week, we will be back where we will have some hard choices to make. Some players will definitely get traded, and we look to reload in 2032. I'll see you then.